Good morning, traders. It's flashing green. Are we going to get into the green today? You guys know why I'm feeling a little green. I'm back in the hot seat, ready to get at it with you guys. Let's go ahead, smash a like. Lord Ryan in the back, bow down. Let's get to the stocks.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Good morning, traders. I should say, it's not DJ Mitch right now. It's DJ Ryan coming on in, throwing up those comments. I see you, Lord.
We have a great community. We have a bunch of great comments. Had to highlight them, but I do have one comment to make here. So the Lord titleship is all fun and games, but please, I do not want anyone to ever bow to me. We are equals. Do not bow. Let's make some money together. I loved it. One of the other things, Mitch, a little secret here. I don't think I'm royalty, by the way, so we don't need to do any bowing. However, I have the same lights that Mitch does, and I'll be honest, I'm not as talented as coming up with the flashing green club scene. So, Mitch, you and I might need to work on a little bit of that so I can get back to your level.
Got to change it up. Like I had like the blue and the red for pre-market prep, but I'm like, I'm on too much now. I got to change up the background. I got to change up the feels, right? So we're going to go with a little bit of some orange action. Let's see how this works out. You guys always throw the feedback. We'll keep it going here. That's one thing we don't do. And definitely, if we don't bow down to Ryan, we're probably going to have to bow down to the market. But let's go ahead.
We all bow down to the market.
Yeah, that. Mr. Market. You know how that one goes. Let's go ahead. We'll dive into the market. I got a bunch of news that we can get on over. And yes, I'll put the warning signal so I don't give people seizures. Matthew, I'll try my best not to do that one. So if you have some light sensitivity, the show might not be the best for you. But then again,
don't induce any seizures.
If you have light sensitivity, maybe trading might not be good for you because put a tick chart up. Probably not good for the people that can get seizures easily, but we'll just keep it going here. Let's talk about some stocks. We'll get into some action. I'll cover some news. And of course, Ryan already ready to come after it. So what do you got for us today, my friend?
Okay. So first of all, first stock here on the movers tool is going to be AUVI, and a shout out to our good friend, Andy from Mighty Soldiers Trades in the chat here. Great to see you, Andy. Saw that you were posting about this being a trade idea today, and I concur, my friend. I think that this might be in play here. I'll give you my my synopsis of this stock. I think that we do have a catalyst here. Applied UV shares are trading higher if the company announced its distributor, MS Novatech Pakistan, was awarded the sole source provider of Aeroside air purification systems for government hospitals. Okay, cool. Sounds a little bit fluffy to me, to be honest. So that's okay though, because my trade plan here is going to be only to trade this intraday. I'm not necessarily going to try to swing this based on what we see in the why is it moving there. So just keep that in mind. This stock might be wild today. It might be up and down today. So just keep that in the back burner there. We will be looking to trade this here. Ideally, what I'd like to have this do is pull back to the 250 area and kind of hold that. And as always, same thing every day. I want to see the volume expand as it starts to move up. SONN, worth a mention. We are gapping up here. The chart definitely, at least the pre-market chart here, definitely, oops, let me get back to that. Pre-market chart here definitely looks like it wants higher. Let me add one more line in here. Looks like it wants higher, but again, this one being under $1, probably one that I'll pass, still worth mentioning at the outset here. Next one is going to be Blue Jay Diagnostics here. This one's great. This is trying to clear out this entire formation here in the pre-market. As long as we can hold 160-ish and we can kind of clear out this formation, I think we can attack that high of 195. So let's look for a break of 172 and travel up to 195. Might get a little bit of resistance there at 1 85. And then the other thing is another familiar face here on this list, Jan, right? This is Jan 1. This is the stock that really got to me and that I took a loss on. I was able to make a trade back. I'm still in the red over the past couple of weeks. So we will see if we get some action here. Remember, on this one, it's not as potent on those high of day breaks. It almost seems to be a little bit better risk management to buy some of these pullbacks and then try to wait for it to go towards the high. So let me go ahead and actually add VWAP on here as well. VWAP is going to be important for some of these pullbacks if the stock can hold there. Now, last one on the list here, kind of light in the movers tool this morning, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be action. Wejo here, this looked like this carved out a pretty nice range here, as high as 310 in the pre-market session. We've bled back down here, and we're trying to hold this 243. Long as we hold over 243 here, I think there could be some action to the upside. Again, it all is going to depend on the volume. We've got a VWAP here of 275. So if this thing takes off, there's definitely some room in here for trades. Now, as far as some of like the small cap stocks here in the movers tool, that's about all I saw. Looking at the overall market here, we are leaking pretty bad. We were actually up in the pre-market on all of the major indices. That has turned around, and we are pounding the lows. So as far as the opening print here, I want to see, do we continue to flush? Do we continue to move down? Or do we actually find some footing and try to reverse? Might be a fake out here at the open. So if your plan is normally to wait out the first 10 or 15 minutes, I think that that's probably even smarter today.
All right, we'll go ahead and keep on watch. Levels on the SPY that I've been given, I mean, I'm kind of happy that we've been talking about these levels. Been talking about it consistently, how it fails every time above 416.30s. And you can see, again, what did we do yesterday? We go up towards that level and reject again. Yesterday, we went up towards a high here of 415.69. So we can't get into the 416 handle and hold. So what happens, guys? A clear example here. One try, it comes down. Two tries, it comes down. Three tries, it comes down. We know that that's the rule of three, and what should happen after that is a breakout. It tried to do it, and it rejected it again. After I see that fourth attempt to fail, I start looking for the breakdown. Now, how could you have known this? Well, no, you might have not known that the SPY is going to break down there. But one thing that you could have done, and I'll go ahead and share a different screen here so you guys can see it, is, of course, just pull up your Benzinga Pro and go towards none other than your trade ideas here. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at 701. Mitch putting up bearish on the SPY before the ECB numbers, baby. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking we were going to get the flush down before the inflation number, trying to shake out some of those longs in the recent rally. So this is what I think is happening today. Really, it's kind of more of a shakedown effect, right? There's so many people that have been long in the last couple of days. I think you start seeing what those longs get pressured today to either stop out or let themselves go deeper into the red going into that CPI data. Does that mean that CPI data is going to come in, hot? No, I don't think that necessarily. But one thing I do think is that a lot of times there's psychological factors that I feel like play on traders to try to get them to sell. And I think that today is going to be a clear day right there where if you had longs in this rally, you're definitely going to feel that pressure to go ahead and take the profits that you have that might have got a little smaller this morning. And then you could see some continued downside action as you start seeing some people profit take. We'll see what happens out there in the SPY. SPY level on the downside, I say to watch is 407.60s. So you can bring it down to 407.50s. Let's see if that breaks today and head down towards 400 is where I could see us heading down towards. We'll see what happens today. Like always, one of the things that has happened is we have been getting some sideways action. So at least the ATR, or the average true range, has come down towards about 9 points versus all the way up to where it got towards, I think, like 12. We'll see. But definitely the daily chart, to me, now that we've broken this W pattern that it was creating here at the bottom, now it looks like it wants to come right back down here. Doesn't mean it's going to come down to 380. No, but I think 400 is in reach. I'll definitely be watching that level. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some of the stocks out there. So if you guys got stocks you guys want to take a look at, definitely throw them on up. I do want to cover a little bit.
There are a couple, Mitch. Let me jump in here. There are a couple.
By all means.
Andy suggested TBLT, right? So
Let's
if you want
talk
to
about
take
some
a
of
look
those.
at TBLT, I love to kind of chart. This looks like a bottom chart here. One of the things that Andy was saying, this is a 1 million float, right? So 1.01 million float. This is a low float stock. It does look like it's bottomed. It looks like it's trying to move up. This could be in play today. The one thing I will say here is be careful, right? I generally like to stay away from low float stocks because they sometimes can be unpredictable. Andy's got a really sharp eye though. So might as well go ahead and mention that one as well. I am wishing I actually covered this in my happy hour yesterday. It was my parting message for everyone. Thoughts on IGC patent news before the close yesterday. I think this is bunk. I think this entire company is a fraud. I absolutely would not hold this overnight for any reason. You want to go ahead and day trade this, be my guest. It does like to move around. This company has been a cannabis company. It's been a crypto company. It has had diabetes medicine. It has had Alzheimer's medicine. And the most amazing thing is that the company's headquarters is an open plot of land in Maryland. So to me, this one is a no touch, stay away. Do not believe all of the hype on this one. I just don't want to see anyone get hurt. You're able to trade this. You're able to trade this and make some money on it. More power to you. I do not believe the story. So that's what I have to say about that. I think did Mitch get frozen? Oh boy, Mitch is frozen. Am I frozen? No, I think it's Mitch that's frozen. Can you guys hear me? Can I get some confirmation in the chat that you guys can? Yeah, okay, it's updating. Okay, cool. So I think we just lost Mitch. I'm going to go ahead and ramble here and try and save it. Let's take a look at some of the other stocks mentioned in the chat. Let me scroll back up here. Lynn wants to take a look at Chewy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You there?
I'm here.
What's going on with StreamYard? It's because someone's using our branding. Let me fix this.
Are you in there?
Yeah, I'm in here, but for some reason,
I can't add myself to the thing.
yeah, StreamYard's having some issues, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear us. If you can hear us, let us know in the chat. But for some reason, like, add myself to the screen right now. I think it might be an overlay that someone threw up. Hold on a second. Yeah. Dude, sorry about that. Someone's jumping onto our branding and messing up the show. I'm sorry about that. Let's keep it going here. I'll bring your screen back up there.
Okay.
You up there. Boom.
Yeah, I was just okay. We can hear you. Okay, everyone can hear. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. We're just gonna keep rolling, right? The show must go on. Let's talk about Chewy. This is a company that I absolutely love to death. You guys know me and my love for animals and all of that. Chewy also gives you great prices on great things. Absolutely love the company. Use them all the time. Have 2 Chewy boxes in my other room that Buddy is turning into beds and playtime toys. So love Chewy. As far as the stock goes, been really beaten down here, right? This was a growth name. This was a stay-at-home name when everyone was ordering food and treats and pet supplies to the house. I still, even with the whole COVID stay-at-home angle aside, I still really, really like this company. Perhaps we have found a bottom here on the chart. I think this company is worth more than $30. I use it all the time. I see boxes, not only mine, but other people's everywhere. I know they're getting used, and they're really, really good to animals and animal owners. So I actually like this for the upside here. As far as a potential swing, depending on your risk tolerance, I would say that your stop here should really kind of be 23-ish to the downside. I like this maybe to go back eventually to the 40s or 50s. This chart looks bullish to me, especially if we can clear out this candle. I think you might find some more resistance at 32. So again, I like this. I don't own it right now. And I'm not 100% sure that I'm trying to take on new positions. One of the things I am waiting for is the CPI print tomorrow. However, I really like this stock. So great suggestion here.
Chewy?
Yeah.
My problem with Chewy, and I've talked about this before, is that I feel like there's other players that have stepped in right underneath them and taking their lunch. The reason why is that I've talked about it with Petco and with PetSmart, using deliveries like DoorDash and using different things like that. Why order online when you can? I mean, why order like online delivery that's going to take 2 days when you can get it delivered to your house within like an hour?
Yeah, so I can
That's my
normally
problem
plan
there.
ahead. I normally don't need things in an hour. I can wait the 2 days. Here's what I will say.
Okay.
Chewy has won my loyalty by the way they treat their customers and the angles they take towards the animals. Give you a really quick story here. I know we open in 6 minutes. Just give me 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, let's go for
Buddy
it.
has a sensitive stomach and cannot eat chicken for whatever reason. So I
Mm-hmm.
often have to find food that doesn't have any type of chicken in it. That includes chicken meal,
Yeah.
you know, ground,
You
and
need
any of that stuff.
pure salmon and then maybe
Yep.
salmon meal, but
So what happens is I actually ordered the supply chain has really kind of wreaked havoc on some of these pet foods, and the one I normally get that he really likes, they didn't have in stock, so I had to find a new food. I was reading through some of the ingredients and I thought I found one that I liked. Lo and behold, when that food showed up, it had chicken meal in it, and I wasn't comfortable giving it to him. So I called Chewy, found a different one. They confirmed and made sure that the new one that I was getting did not have the ingredients that I wasn't looking for, and they told me that I did not have to return the old food. I was to take that to a shelter, donate it to a shelter so that other animals could have it. I'm sorry. To me, that's that you're going to win my business from Instacart every single time by doing something like that. I'm actually going to go up to the orphanage where we adopted Buddy at this weekend and drop off that bag of food. So I might be alone in that. That might be a kind of a smaller thing, but it's really, really important to me.
yeah, we'll see what happens. There's definitely the both sides of the Chewy there and kind of developing. We'll see what happens on these. And I mean, Chewy's definitely done better than Wolf, right? I mean, if you take a look at Wolf,
Yes.
that will kind of tell you it right there, right? So we'll see what happens with these, and definitely don't play with Buddy's food. No one play with Buddy's food.
Buddy plays with his own food.
You know what's funny is Hendrix is
Thanks,
actually
Jessica. You are
sleeping
too.
here now. Let me see if I can show you guys it without my camera getting
Give
off
us the
here.
Hendrix cam.
You see, he's
Yes,
sleeping
he's got
right
a
there in the
bed.
little. I brought his little bed inside because
Oh, I
he's
love
been struggling with all this moving. He hates moving. He absolutely despises it. Like you have no idea. Hendrix literally he gets moody. He starts
No
hiding
one
in
puts Buddy in the corner.
he starts hiding in his cage and stuff like so.
Hey man, animals got feelings too. They get
Yeah,
moody
man.
too.
It's been tough, man. But all right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Last time, you know, I didn't catch too much action yesterday, but I was caught a lot of action the day before, and that was with what? That was a coal move. Remember, we talked about coal getting that nice lift, and then yesterday it kind of took a little step back here. I'll be watching coal to see if we get another level up, right? So we got that breakout here. You can see this on the daily. That was on Tuesday. Then we got a pullback inside day there yesterday, and it retraced about 75% of the move. We could go into the gap fill first, but I'm actually be looking for this to come out strong here. We'll see what happens on coal. Definitely keep your eyes on it. But another stock to kind of watch, and I think it's an important stock to watch for the market overall, is Apple, right? So Apple started coming back a little bit with kind of their conference. But if you see Apple just get flushed today, that's going to be my signal. Yeah, watch out, guys. We're going to see some downside action. Today, I'm actually going to be looking for some shorts out there, guys. You guys know how I love shorting Lucid, so I'm going to be looking for another short on Lucid. Keep seeing it fail up here by $20. Failed to get up there once, twice, 3 times on this last move yesterday, getting up there towards 2011. I think today we get that flush down towards 1850s, and it could go through 18 today on the downside if we just get a flush out. Tesla got new deliveries, so let's talk a little bit about news. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
So Tesla's deliveries coming in a little bit better than kind of their April numbers. It was up towards 11,000. And just give me 1 second so I could get my pre-market prep topics back up here so I can give you the exact numbers here. But one of the things that's important is watching today, not only Tesla, but watch also to the Chinese EVs, because they also released, and NIO had earnings. So let's get into that. I'll give you those exact numbers. Tesla sold 32,165 China-made vehicles in May. That was down 4% year over year. but versus 1,152 vehicles sold in April. Now, one thing to note, though, is the production of Tesla's Shanghai factory is on track to fall by over a third in Q2 versus Q1. So definitely some struggling signs there. But then UBS upgrading Tesla to a buy and seeing more than 50% upside. So is UBS right? We'll find out. There's no way to know, but definitely keep these on watch. Let's go to NIO really quickly so I can give you guys some of those deliveries. May delivered 7,024 units. That was up 4.7%. They did report Q1 deliveries of 25,000. That was up 28.5. We'll see how these perform. And just to kind of mention also, BABA was one that we were watching on Monday to continue strength off of that DD news. Today, Ant IPO talked about again in China. So you will see some focus on some Chinese names as some people are feeling like the crackdown is done in Beijing. We'll see what happens there. Let's get to it, guys. I'm going to take a look here right out the gates to see if we can find some trades toward the upside or the downside. We'll see what happens here.
AUVI actually looks like it's trying to clear out its formation here. It is on the scanner along with Jan. We talked about both of those here. Looks like 264 is going to be the spot here. I'll take a look on the level 2 and see if I can see any type of resistance. It looks like we're leaking a little bit.
All right, Mauricio, talking about the ECB and leaving rates unchanged. Yes, they did leave rates unchanged, but don't forget what they really talked about was the confirmation of July rate hike plans and also inflation projection rising significantly. So they kind of pointed towards the downside there. So just to be careful. That's when the market started breaking down really with that ECB number.
Yeah. So okay. So that I was wondering what that was. It was Lagarde's comments here. Sorry. Still watching AUVI. It looks like it tried to go up and take that out. Pretty big pull there. Also watching Jan 1 here.
All right. Looking for stocks that are going up. I don't see a single stock right now, at least from my stocks that are pointing towards the upside. So I'm actually looking to get short on some names right now. Just looking to see if we can get some of these to start getting short on. Roku's one that I could definitely see being a short here. It got a pop because of that Netflix mention, but I'm definitely looking for a short here on Roku here. Let's see if I can get it in time.
So Jan 1 going here. I was watching AUVI. It looks like I picked the wrong one. Let me see here. No trades yet for me, folks.
All right, we'll get you right on up here. You looking at Jan right now?
Say again.
Jan is on one of those top.
Jan, and actually moving towards the highs here. So the thing about this is the trading this one is that it's like I think it's almost smarter to buy this on the pullback. And I'm trying to fight the FOMO right now because it does look like it wants to take out that high. Might actually reduce my size here just in case this does not work the way I had hoped for.
All right, Roku already flushing down. I'm going to try to catch it here on the bounce, but it already flushed from that 100. It might just go for a scalp here. Already breaking down on me. It's a little frustrating. I need to bounce here towards at least 99.50s here to get short here, but I wasn't ready. I didn't have my brokerage open. A little annoyed that I wasn't ready today. We'll look for a VWAP fade. It needs to come back here towards 100, and then we'll look for a fade on Roku.
Lord Byron, I have been doing this on a daily basis for 8 years. I have been interested in the market since the first time I saw Wall Street in high school. So,
yeah, I would say about 4 years actively and about 6 years learning about the markets like consecutively. We'll see if Roku can come back here. I wanted to get short there at 100. Like when this bounced towards 100, literally exactly, I'd have been really great short level. Just didn't have my brokerage open enough. So we're setting on up here, but just gotta leave it alone. I'll take a look there. Netflix is one that you could also look for the short. It's relatable to that move that I'm looking for. What's up with the red box going up today?
Yep, RDBX definitely moving over. This thing has been crazy too.
Yeah.
And let's So IMTE, by the way, this was nasty yesterday. I'm not, can't remember. Someone in the happy hour, I think, knew some reason why this was trading down yesterday. But in any case, I wouldn't be surprised if this tries to bounce today, but mega risky. This is down from 11 and change to 365. So
Destruction around there, guys. Looking for stocks probably to get short here, but taking a look, AMD popping up significantly here, guys. Take a look at AMD. Q's popping up here. SPY popping also here.
ARC popping here.
This is interesting.
AERs,
I'm not sure if there's news out there, but I'll take a look to see if I find anything. Definitely seeing a lot of movement right here, not understanding it. So just going to be a little bit patient here. Don't go too crazy, too fast. Let's take it easy. I am seeing some rise in some stocks. Ollie also getting a little bit of a rise there. Earlier today, we did get earnings from Five Below. So we'll see how that kind of performs today. But what is Five Below's ticker? I forgot it.
5, isn't it?
Oh, 5. Yeah.
FIV, yeah.
FIV. Yeah, it's coming down right now. We'll see if this kind of reverses there. And it actually pushed up here on the 5-minute. We'll see if it holds VWAP and actually starts pushing back up. That could give you that look that Ollie's not doing too bad and kind of the DG not looking bad right now. But I'm going to be a little patient here. Not understanding the action right now with this pop here. So it could be a pop to short, but right now I'm just going to wait.
Oh, folks, remember, I believe it's today, Facebook's ticker changed to Meta. Yeah. Meta. So if you're trying to trade Facebook, it's going to be Meta, not Facebook. Let me see how Pro is handling this. I think Pro is handling this correctly, actually. Yep. No prints there. Let's see. Yep. So it looks like it is updated in Pro. It is absolutely updated like that in the broker. So just be careful. New ticker is Meta, META. That is Mike Echo Tango Alpha.
All right, looking for a bounce back here in Roku, closer towards 99, 90s, 100 to get short. We'll see if we get that VWAP fade trade on Roku today.
VWAP fade and trade. Love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite trades, really. Lucid also breaking down there. We'll look for it to come back to VWAP. It already broke down from the 1930s to 19. Hasn't come back to VWAP right now, but it is looking weak there. Just keeping an eye on the stocks to see if I can get short on these, but definitely seeing some weakness here, but also the overall market kind of getting a little bit of a bounce here.
IMPP is trying to make a move towards the highs here. Again, this stock's under $1. This has been one of the crazy oils we've traded here as a group before. It's definitely strong today. Volume not as gigantic as it was yesterday, but still elevated and pushing towards the highs here. No position for me on IMPP, but that is moving around. So the banks are struggling here a little bit. Square pounding the lows. And folks, remember, we talked about Amazon. Let me throw up my chart here real quick. While we're waiting for some trades to materialize here, we talked about Amazon a couple of times about what it's going to do after the split. My gut feeling was that, hey, it's going to split and there might be some profit taking as people now that have 20 times as many shares might want to take some of that off the table and book some of those gains. Looks like that might be what we're seeing now. It did kind of push up right after that split, but we are leaking here a little bit. This does not concern me at all. Full disclosure, I would be totally fine with Amazon coming back in. In fact, if it comes in enough, I'd be looking to actually add that for a swing here as I use that company every day. So just one, well, we've talked about it. A lot of questions here. The action, in my opinion, is normal. This is kind of what I expected.
All right, Roku not giving me a chance, guys. It's already down there towards 98. It's already down 2 points. Just broke right back down there to the lows. Not giving me a chance to jump in there. It's a great short look, but it wasn't ready here out the gates here. It happens sometimes. AMC down to 12.89, guys. I could see this back down to $10 soon enough, guys. So just be careful.
Long AUVI at 255 on a VWAP cross here. I want to see some continued push here. AUVI, let's go.
Not a bad look there. We'll see what happens on that one.
Big seller here at 260, which they took. Okay, that's good. Let's go. Let's go towards the highs. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to actually take the gains here and wait for this to set up again because I do know that this stock likes to pull. So I'm out of it now. Nice little gain there. Not bad. Nothing really to write home about. We ain't going to retire on that trade, but we are going to wait for this to set up. Now, here we go. Now it looks like it's pushing highs. Okay, so piked that a little bit. Sold it a little too early, but again, I've seen action like this before. I think that we're not done here with AUVI. I think that this could absolutely set up for multiple trades today.
All right, Apple breaking down, and so is the market here. So I'm going to be looking for some shorts here. I'll be looking to get into some shorts. We'll see if we're able to nail it down. Looking at like NVIDIA right now. I like that name right now. So let me see if I can get that one short here at 186 here.
Andy says, nice run. I usually take half there. Andy, that's actually a really good point. I have not been taking larger positions, so I've been all in and then all out in the scalps. But you're right. I think tactically speaking, I think scaling is probably the better move there. And if you have a bigger position, that worked nicely.
Looking to get short on NVIDIA here near the 186 mark. We'll see if I get a fill here, and then we'll look for it to break right back down here.
Yeah, let's take a look at Saiga. So that's pushing up here. Did we get any monkeypox headlines or anything like that? Because that is what this is a play on. Nope, don't sudden monkey. No, I don't think so. Nothing new here. So this DBVT, this is an interesting one. This gapped up, right? This gapped up, yeah, June 7th. Yeah. And we really didn't do much. Now it looks like we're trying to take some of these out. Spot here looks to me like 2, right? 2, maybe 199. 199.2 looks to be the spot here on DBVT. No trade yet. Ryan, I have a question. Does IMPP have a ceiling with bag holders at higher prices? I can't tell you for certain. I would guess that it does, because wasn't this beaten down? Yeah. So yeah. when you see action like this, I would think it's probably safe to assume that, but I cannot say for certain. Cannot say.
So annoyed. No fill on that pop on NVIDIA through 186. Wow. How do I not get a single share filled? That's annoying, dude.
Not even one?
Not a single share, dude. And it just popped through it to 186.08.
You didn't get the pity, Phil, when your broker's like, oh, you have a trade set up? Here's one share.
Oh, my God. At least a share just to make me feel better, dude. Oh, that was annoying. I literally put it right at 186, and it went to 186.08, and it's right back down to the low. Like, that would have been perfect trade right there, right off the VWAP. Hey.
So real quick, so 2 was the spot there on DBVT. There was a big seller there. They just jumped up and took the entire thing right there. Interesting.
Frustrating not getting the fill there. It would have been a great trade already. Literally, I could already be taking half profits. That's a little frustrating there.
You know what? I'm going to take a stab here. I'm going to try this. Long DBVT at 2. I'm going to keep a pretty tight stop here. Let's call it 196. And I hope that we push up. That's a big volume stick. Now, we tried this yesterday and it didn't work. So, let me get the right ticker up here on the screen. Come on, Ryan. Use another coffee. All right. So yesterday we kind of had the same thing, right? We kind of had this move out of the open. Looked like it was trying to curl up. Big volume stick, but we were never able to get over that level. Today, looks like it's trying to do the same thing. Let's see if we can push and run here. If not, we'll just cut it and move on. AUVI taking off.
VWAP. WAP. All right, looking around out there to see what I find. I'm seeing a lot of stocks come down here, but the problem with me is that even though I was looking towards the downside, not getting a fill where I was looking at it in NVIDIA, not getting the fill in Roku, and this just shows you guys that you can even be looking the right way and not being able to find a trade. Right now, I'm not even being able to find a trade, even though I'm looking to the downside. And it feels like I'm dead on, but it's more like, what do you get into now? I could do a scalp on the downside, but I hate getting – I don't short on the lows. I hate doing that. I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster, but we'll see what happens out there. You guys throw up some stocks. You guys see something out there. You're supposed to have your water intake. I've been taking my water. I've been drinking
me
up.
too.
I've been drinking up. Zunaid would be proud of me.
Zunaid would be, you know what? When he's not here, we have to carry on his thing in his honor. I'm actually on pace. I should, like 11:20 there on my time scale. So I'm doing all right. I feel hydrated.
I already broke down too, man. I feel like everything just broke down really quickly here. We're gonna look for some bounce backs, but Nicola breaking down.
Oh man, AUVI, so awesome. So I definitely piked that. It definitely out too early, popping above 3 here. We identified the trade. If you're still in there, definitely trim and trail. Book those gains. Do not let that come back on you. Good stuff out of the gate. At least we're 1 for 1 here. Waiting on DBVT if this can get going.
I like the Amazon short idea. I actually think that's actually interesting because I know a lot of people piled in here with the stock split. So if it comes back to VWAP, I'm going to be looking for potentially a short here off. Let's go towards the resistance. Resistance is going to be at 120.80s, 120.60s. Let's put it up towards the close body there at 120.74. So we're looking for a move up around here, 120.35 to get short, and then risk off of that level right above it.
And I think Hot Dog Jones saying here, waiting for Amazon to dump further before buying. Mitch, I think that there are a lot of people doing that. So I think that your short idea is probably a good one here.
All right, actually, NVIDIA coming on back here, guys, towards that 186, trying to get into NVIDIA too. Also, I like the trade here. It did bounce back here, but I am looking to get short into the 186 here. See if I can be able to get it. I might just have to jump in here in the 70s. I feel like I'm chasing a little bit, though. Need a little bounce here.
Andy, we got to get you on the show one time. You are far more skilled at trading the low floats than I am. We should get you on the show at anytime that you're available, and you can run through like a trade plan on how you actually deal with these low floaters. In fact, I think I could learn from that pretty well. So you're saying right now you're letting TBLT come in after taking partial profits. So you've already booked some of your gain. Love that tactically. Love putting profits in your pocket and then kind of working with that buffer, if you will. Real smart there. And now you're waiting for it to come back in a little bit. Let me take a look here at the chart. By the way, 202 here on DBVT. I want to see this push above 205 to start looking to close.
I'm not getting any fills on NVIDIA. I'm going away from it.
You're all right? You okay?
No, I'm just getting annoyed. I'm not even getting a fill there. Like every time I put out an order, it's just like, we don't like NVIDIA today.
I'd love to. The position is free at this point. That's what I'm talking about. That's really cool. You're booking gains to make the to reduce the overall risk of the position. I absolutely love it. That's how you turn.
Let your winners make you money. Let your winners make you money, guys. Once they're winners, give them a chance. That's at least how I made a lot of my money when the market was going straight on up. But why is this stock up today? Is it halted? Yeah, it looks like it's halted. Might be because of news, but I'm going to leave it alone. It just might be low volume. I'm looking for something that I can catch here at the VWAP or something, but it's not looking good right now. There's NVIDIA back up there. So we can take a look there at NVIDIA. It's up there towards 186.30s here. 186.40s actually here. So it's going a little bit too fast here for us to get short here. It seems like there's a rip up here in the SPY. Yeah, there's the rip up. Let's give it a second here to balance out here because it could just rip. What is going on with the volatility in the SPY right now? Like, why are these pushes on up? That means there's either two things that I could see that why this is doing this. So I'd be looking to see if we're getting like huge shorts on the downside, and that's why we're getting a little bit of these pushbacks up. But this is a little interesting because every time we keep flushing down, and we came down a significant amount there, we just came right back up. So the chop is real right now.
Yeah, it is. And this is kind of what I was saying. If you want to wait a little bit at the open, that's not a bad move. Wait for some of that chop to settle down. HTCR curling, by the way.
Let me get my shares right here. Wanted to test up towards that 99.50 and fail. Seeing failing action there. Letting the candle try to close here.
QTT popping.
See a SPY moving down a little bit there. Starter on there. Starter on Roku.
Nice.
Looking to add. At their 98.80s. So definitely on the downside there. Wanted to get above 99s, but just took the starter there. Looking to add here. Don't want it past 99.50. So just took that little starter here. I'll put a little dot here so you guys can see exactly. Looking to add here, up here. I'll show you guys the 1 minute because that's what I'm using up on the top here. So you guys see that rejection from 99.50. I'll move back up there, rejected 99.42s. Now we're going to look to see if it rejects this 42, and then we can get short somewhere between, let's say, 99.30s, 99.20s, and then we'll be holding towards that 99.50.
All right, good stuff, guys. AUVI, we're still pushing towards the highs here. Definitely disappointed that I took my gains a little early, but that's okay. We're going to look for something else. I would say that when you see this happen, if you got out with a profit, just let it roll off your back. There are going to be other opportunities, and that same stock might even set up. So although I'm disappointed I'm not still in it, I'm not getting myself bent out of shape about it. Actually, in DBVT, looks like it's trying to take out 204 here, a little bit more size above it at 205.
All right, SPY bouncing a little bit there. We'll see what happens on the SPY. I'm gonna actually put the SPY here in the middle here for us, and let's put Tesla here on the left-hand side. Tesla's coming back. It just broke through the VWAP here. I got 3 charts up here for us. SPY in the middle, Tesla on the left here, Roku on the right. Maybe I need to improve the watermark a little bit there so you can make sure that you know the tickers. But yeah, SPY's in the middle there. Let's see if this can keep moving on up, or does it come right back down? You see how it came up here last time. Then it failed right up here, and it came right back down. Then it came ramping on back. This is a little bit pretty big volatility there. We'll see if it kind of keeps this kind of pattern here.
Lord Byron saying, I have a really hard time not looking back at what could have been. Lord Byron, you are not alone in that. I suspect, I can't speak for everybody, but I suspect that everyone deals with that in some capacity. Say again, Mitch?
No, I might get stopped out of Roku right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pushing way too much. I'm out, guys.
I think some people deal with this in some capacity. It's just how well you can control it. It's part of the game. We cannot predict the future. I have an 8-ball, and I'm still not great at predicting the future. So that's just part of it.
Nothing crazy there, but definitely just respected my rules there. Got out there on Roku, just not going to fight it there. Through the 50s, started getting into the 60s. I got out there somewhere near in the 67. Yeah, 67. We'll see if it can retraces back down. 99.91 was a support that it can use as a resistance now, but I didn't want to let it get through that 100, and all of a sudden I'm just stuck into squeeze mode. So the SPY needs to come back down. This is really choppy here for this SPY. So let's see if the SPY can pick a direction.
Speaking of finding a direction, Chewy trading up to 31 here now. So looking strong here today.
There you go. The choo-choo. It's choo-choo in a way, man. Choo-choo. What's going on out there, guys? What are you guys seeing? I've been doing this for some time. It never hurts, but any profit is better than no profit. I agree with that. Right. Sometimes, definitely, right, sometimes it's okay, like if you're in a profitable position, but then all of a sudden you feel like the market sentiment just kind of changed or is going against you. It's okay to take profits. I learned this a lot with rotation in like longer swing trade positions where the market would be going against me. And I'd feel like the market was really going against me, but I would stick to my position because it was into the green and working in the direction I wanted. But what I learned in the long run was it's okay to take smaller profits there because you're seeing the rotation go against you. SPY is just a trap right now. That's a mess. And it could be because
Actually
we
going to take
dropped so much.
DVVT off
No,
here.
you're good.
It's not going the way that I want. I'll wait for it to set up again. Take it off here with just minimal gain, basically flat. Going to look for a 204 break if it can get going, but I want to flip around on some other stocks instead of just babysitting one that's not really moving. So
Got it. Got that BTU, guys. We'll be looking for a pullback. I see it in the chat mentioned. I'll take a look at it for a pullback here on the left-hand side coming to VWAP. You guys see how Roku rejected off that 90.91. So it could be that level that we could get right back into the short 99 and then look for the takedown. It's okay to lose and then come back into the trade. That's what I always like to do. But I'm going to be looking for also BTU coming back to VWAP and then getting a nice little push on up. We'll see what happens here.
let me see who this call is. Probably a spam call. Let me see. 1 second.
All right, just want to see a bounce here towards 99.50s and then rejecting that. And then I'll get short on Roku again. BTU hasn't come back to VWAP, but I'm keeping a close eye on it there. See if it can come back to, like, let's say 2660s here.
Yep, definitely a spam call. Nobody on the other end.
Spam, baby.
Waste of my time.
All right. Shannon says she's adding Oxy.
I actually like that. I like that, Shannon. Adding Oxy on weakness. I don't think we're done with the energy move yet. Oxy definitely a part of that. I think that's a good move.
I miss Roku going through the 99 there. Just looking for the bounce to 99.50s there. It's already getting flushed right back down. Man, this market's trappy right now. Holy moly. SPY still kind of pushing and trying to get through the highs there. This is what happens a lot of the times when you see the SPY make a hard down move in the pre-market. It just starts like messing up a lot of the trades that you're seeing right now. Since it moves so down, this is just a bounce. But it's also like 50% retracement from that down move that you got from 7 a.m. There's Roku breaking right back down there. So kind of missed that entry there again for the VWAP entry at 99. So we'll just leave it alone now. Looking at BTU here. How's Lucid? Back up there. There's not much room to the downside now, though. Roku, what are you going to do?
Right, it's Google Assistant to screen calls. That'd actually be pretty cool. So there was a discussion here. I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty, Alyssa.
Yeah, it's running out. You need to buy a new one, Ryan. You know that one.
Oh my God,
I get those so much. I get those so often. That's what happens when you get a new car. You get spammed. Thank you.
The Ghost is saying, I feel like the CPI will crash the market back to lows. Lord Byron is saying, is everything hanging on tomorrow's data? It just seems like the only thing that's moving the market. You know what? Yes, that's what I would say. The way that I'm looking at this, if you take a look at the daily chart on the SPY, look at how pathetic these volume candles are. Just they're clearly waiting for something. We're in summer trading, a lot of uncertainty. I absolutely think that we're waiting for that print.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to start a position here in BTU here. Just grabbed
AUVI.
Just grabbed a little bit there at 2681s. Looking to add here. I got 83s there. 2683s. Looking to add at VWAP and then looking for it to come back through 27. All right, let's take a look at the sectors and what's moving on out there. Consumer defense is moving on up, utilities moving on up, and also communication services. Real estate not having a bad day either. What is actually down on the downside is basic materials. I'm actually looking for a swing right back in basic materials, but let's see what happens here. Now I'm going to go ahead and look for an add here around, let's do 65s here, 2865s, trying to get an add there. We started at 81. So let's see if I can get my add there. If not, it can go right back up through 27. I'm okay with it.
Rob saying, but if everyone is expecting the market to crash after CPI, it'll go up. Honestly, the market loves to inflict as much pain as possible. If everyone is waiting for that data and expecting things to go down, Rob, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think people are leaning one way though. I think really, and the CPI data, I feel like
I think
it's
people
very
are just
uncertain.
waiting.
Yeah,
Not
uncertain.
necessarily- Yeah.
Uncertain. So that's the problem with CPI though. But remember, how CPI read is important too, because it's read over on a month-to-month or year-to-year basis. And I think that's an important thing to understand. If you do know that, you can actually use that to your advantage and understanding that eventually these numbers year over year are not going to look too bad. But are we getting closer towards that 2% that the Fed wants? I don't think so either. So it's kind of tough out there, right? It's a mixed bag right now. Chaikin freaked me out this morning. I have stops on all my longs now. It says Rob Smith. Hey, Chaikin knows, man. I like Chaikin. That's just one thing I definitely do. I pay attention to what he says. He was pointing towards the downside. Can you pull your mic towards you? I got you. No worries. Am I sounding a little down here? Oh, I'll get my volume up a little bit here. That'll help a little bit.
There you go. There you go. That is definitely better.
Yeah, I got you guys. No worries. Let's keep it going here. We'll see what happens there. There's a battle right now.
On Tesla.
Call sweeps
on Tesla at the high here. Not going to take that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think
SOUN, interesting move here, right up to the highs. On volume here, I don't know much about this. Was watching AUVI, but here, SOUN, check this out. Soundhound. This isn't Turtle Beach, is it? No, this must be something else. Let me see. Spiking up to the high here. Not in this, by the way. Conversational intelligence offering independent voice AI platform. Okay. Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
DBVT. So we're still hanging out here. We are trying to take this out. I might re-enter this if we take out 204. We shall see.
Man, the SPY is looking like it just wants to do a complete dead cat bounce and just smack right back down. But man, is it trappy.
Yeah, Mitch, sorry. That was incredibly low volume. Barely heard what you said.
No, I got you. I'm just turning my head a little bit too much from my other screen here. But yeah, so my biggest thing is that I'm seeing the SPY and it just looks very trappy to me. It looks like it wants to come right back down, even though it has been boosting up here a little bit. Can you explain the opportunity that a call sweep presents?
Yeah, so real quick here. So it's twofold. So number one, obviously, if there's someone buying up a whole bunch of calls, by the way, watching IMPP at 88, if it gets there.
IMPP.
Anyway, it presents two opportunities. One, depending on if the buyer is a huge buyer, maybe they know something, maybe they have some type of inclination on what's going to happen. You could potentially follow into the actual calls bought. But one of the other opportunities that provides that sometimes it will cause a stock to pop, and that gives you an opportunity to scalp the equity. Now with call sweeps, sometimes that pop is several seconds delayed, which is often enough time for you to get in and then have the pop happen and then get out. So it doesn't work every time. You have to be quick. If you're not nimble, I would say don't do this. If you have the opportunity to practice it ahead of time, that's probably going to be your best bet. Again, another value of where paper trading really comes into play. I would check that out, see if you can make some money on that. I like doing that, especially on stocks that are between $20 to $60. Often I'll get a nice little playable pop in there. And even if I don't trust it, even just a couple hundred shares is often enough to give you some profit there. You don't necessarily need to go in with 1,000.
2650 is going to be our risk here for BTU. Just got my ad there at the 65s. Let's see if this starts moving on up here and we get the lift here.
I'm going to go to the washroom real quick. I will BRB, folks.
BRB, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going here. Trying to see if we can hold the 2650s here and BTU and come right back on up through 27 here. But it is fighting here, and it looks like the market wants to drag us down again. So just be careful here. You see a quick sweep in the SPY to the downside. You could also get that same move in BTU, and then I'll go ahead and just get on out. Like always, guys, I'm trying to keep the risk minimal right now so that we can take some good trades today. Have lost on Roku. Have well, we'll see what happens with BTU. But right now I am into the red here. We'll see if it gets to 2650 and stops me out, or does it get back up there towards the VWAP? A lot of this, I think, is based on the overall market right now. And you're seeing basic materials, they get drilled down right now. Defensives are up. And so that's one area you can watch. Discount stores not doing bad. Costco with a nice lift. Ollie with a nice lift. DG, Walmart with a nice lift. BJ. So Target also with a nice lift. Keep those on radar. Those are doing well today.
Seeing some real good.
What's up, Ryan?
I'm seeing some real good suggestions. I saw that there was someone that asked, what are the best classes to take in college to help with trading? I think that's an excellent question, Baron, because I don't think the answer is straightforward. I don't think you can really benefit from taking an options class, for example. Maybe if they offer that, I'm not even sure. Thrifty suggested psychology. Lord Byron suggested statistics, which is a great suggestion. I think both of those are pretty good. Advanced stat classes. EKS is saying, yeah, I think anything that helps you understand risk, statistics, patterns, probabilities, probably going to be very beneficial for you managing your risk. DBVT, by the way, did break above that. I simply just wasn't patient enough. That is my own fault, folks. No one else to blame but good old Ryan. 208 now. Macroeconomics, economics and macroeconomics. That's the big one. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Please take economics classes. Every single person should have to take economics. I don't want to hear about it being boring. You should take it. You should know.
Yeah, my problem is just you might want to look outside of the school books. I did the finance degree, and I can tell you right now, look outside of just schooling. Like, you need to do this for yourself. And I feel like too many people always look at schools for their education. And there's plenty of sources outside of schools that can get you this education, and probably better than, I would say, some of those, because I took so many like business finance courses that I'll just tell you were pointless. So you just got to be smart, look into it, make sure that you're getting a little bit advanced. And you're not just touching general topics.
Patrick is suggesting the Benzinga Trading School. I love seeing that. Mark Petrino is our instructor for the Benzinga Trading School. He does an excellent job. And if you're really into options, Chris Capri, who is an ace, does the options school. So I would agree with that. We actually have classes designed to teach you the fundamentals in trading, both options trading and stock trading. That might be better than you get at a traditional school.
Hell yeah. Let's keep it going, guys. Smash the like to see what's going on out there. Still not stopped out of BTU, but we'll see if we get stopped out or not. It's hanging out right there. It's probably going to stop me out right here through the 2650s. So just be careful out there. Definitely a choppy market right now. See what happens here. It's still holding on here. We'll see if the candle closes below that 2650 and I get stopped out. Get books from the library. There you go. Hands-on experience. Look for mentors. You should
always read. You should always read. The more you read, the better you're going to be at anything that you do. Trust me. And real quick, IMPP. This thing moving to the highs. I did not trade this. I did look at it a little bit. I did not trade this. This thing has gotten nutty before. So let's see. We did take out 88. Remember, that's what we were just saying. Watching 88. We took that out. Let's see if we build above and move. I'm not in this, by the way. Not in this.
Yeah,
out of coffee, though, which is really disappointing.
I couldn't even find my coffee machine this morning, Ryan.
You know what? That gives me PTSD, Mitch. I'm not sure I want to do that.
I know, man. Look what I'm drinking. And look at this freaking Red Bull in the morning, bro. Like, I don't want to be drinking this. I want a coffee, but hey.
Yeah, can't do it.
I need to wake up. Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going here. We'll see what happens on out there, guys. It's a tough market, guys. Like, look at the SPY. The SPY itself tells me exactly how this market is. And then look at that, guys. It's up, down, all the way through those levels, not all the way back to VWAP. It's just a chop fest, guys. So just be careful out there. There's certain times when the markets are so choppy, and Ryan, you can tell me, what you think about this too. Mm-hmm. And that there's certain times I feel like when the market's so choppy, it might be better to not trade. Literally, just not trade.
Absolutely.
Like literally just be like, you know what? Until I see the CPI number or something like that that can get us into a trend, I'm just going to get out here. Because what ends up happening is you need to always understand that market environment is such an important factor in your trading that sometimes if you're noticing that the market environment is having you get stopped out because of the volatility and the up and down moves that you're seeing in the overall market, sometimes it's better to protect ourselves and protect our capital than just to keep giving up little gains, little losses. I mean, of course, you know, the losses aren't massive right now, but we always want to be keeping that in mind so that you don't just keep going. And let's say you end up losing 5 times, but then finally when the market starts trending in an area, you can't trade because you used up all your trades, at least for your discipline. So it's just one thing to keep in mind. How is it now that you are actually on market time? Well, honestly, Hex, I'm a little bit more awake in the morning. I'll tell you guys that, you know, not being in mountain time and then, you know, it being like 6 a.m. or something like that. It does keep me a little bit more awake. But hey, stopped out there, BTU out of that. So, hey guys, we'll see what happens there. I have 2 losses now. That one was a little bit bigger than the Roku loss, so we're going to be a little smart here. Wait till we see a true definition in the overall market right now.
DBVT still trying to push above here. 208 looks like there was some big spot. That was my entry on the second trade. We went as high as 213. Would like to see that get taken out. 213, 214 would be great. Ooh, got a nice little breeze from that side.
All right, let's go for one more trade here. I got one more in my eyes. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, market on the lows.
Starter.
This is the chop fest you were talking about, Mitch.
Yeah. I might be over trading. I'm like literally as I'm talking it, I'm seeing myself do it, guys. So it's good. It's a good lesson. And learning from us might be always better than seeing us even just get into the green, right? And so I started my short there on Lucid. I don't want to see it get back above 934s. So at least the risk is really close here. But we're going to let it test up here towards, let's say, 25s, 26. That's where I'll add near like 28s, but really holding right above it. We don't want it past 34s. That's the level. That's going to be the risk out. So it's about 10 cents on the risk right now for the first shares. It'll be a little bit closer as we get closer up here towards 1928s. Looking for this to crack right back down below this trend line. Now let's get our ad in here. Got the ad. Now we don't want to see it close above 1934s. That would get us out. Here's 36 on the offer side, but we want to see it if it closes up here. So this is what I start doing. So you can put a line there. And so you're looking to see if it closes there. Let's put the 1 minute so you guys can see the 1 minute close. We'll see if we get it on up there. We got about 8 seconds left here on the candle. You want to see it wick and get right back below that 1934 level.
DBVT up here at 214 now. Love to see this 214 area fall. There, it's down 215. Let's see if we can keep going here.
All right, it's about to stop me out here. We give it 1 quick second here to see if it just flushes right back down. If not, it's going to push through the 40s. There's a wall there. It just rejected going through that wall.
DBVT, here we go.
It gets through that wall.
Lord Byron is saying, I'm only comfortable adding to long-term positions. Not a lot of money at once. I guess I'm just chipping. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm doing that too.
Yeah, definitely, man. I saw that wall there at 1940s. I got out there. It started getting up there towards 1941. Could get rejected from that level, but I'm not going to let it get towards the squeeze level. That's it, guys. Strike 3 and you're out. For me, now what can happen is even if the SPY goes into one direction, it's like I told you guys, sometimes you waste your trades a little bit too early. For me, I'm done for the day. Had a really good day on Tuesday. Was like 3 for 3.
Nasty
Today,
pull on
3 for 3 on the
BBVT.
downside. It happens. Why no coffee? Because I can't find the box. Too many boxes everywhere. All right, HD is moving. Any reason? Let's take a look here how wood is doing. Sometimes I take a look at wood production to see if how HD is doing. And no, I don't have anything there. Remember, we were looking for that move back through the 300 level here. 305 is an important close for HD. If it can get up there, then they start looking bullish. This is a nice little bounce there for it, though. SPY is just chopping out. I feel like later we're going to get a flush through, but we'll see what happens. Costco doing well still, guys. Keep that one on watch. Lowell's having a good day too. Solar stocks. Let's take a look at solar. Solar is actually the only industry, well, other than semiconductors, that's slightly green here. What is moving well? Array. We talked about that yesterday. It had a good day. Continuing to push here, trying to get to 1450. SunPower having a good day. So yeah, these solars just picked up. They just picked up a little bit later. Remember, I talked about it on Monday that you could see eventually a move in these after you see a little bit of a pullback. Now you're starting to see that good lift there. Take an eye. EMPH having a good one too. Even SPI, that's kind of a cheaper name if you want to take a look at it. We'll see if these can continue to run. First solar, maybe see if that can get that next lift.
Closed. Sorry, Mitch. Sorry to interrupt. Closed the second trade on DBVT. So we're 2 successful trades on DBVT. I'm out of it right now, but I am still watching it. AUVI, as Andy called out, moving towards the highs here. Awesome stuff. Got a lot of winners out here today, folks. This is cool.
2 winners, 1 loser. It happens. Yeah, one of the biggest things that you want to do, especially in day trading, is have some discipline. Because, like, you know, in some other longer term trades, you're going to get into that kind of in between stage. That happens normally. But with day trading, you got to kind of just be precise, and that's just going to help you try to sticking to a system. And the system is what gets us into the green necessarily, executing that system. So sometimes it's okay to just say, that's it. I'll come at it again tomorrow. All right. Yes, I'm at the new place, Patrick, but still trying to finish settling on in, which is the important part. Jan at that 5 spot someone's talking about. Yeah, looks interesting. Jan holding well today. Nice little rule of 3 playing into that one also. Glad I got out of Lucid. It's up there towards 1950s. Didn't want to fight it. BTU coming back there. That one's an interesting one. That one stopped me out by like 6 cents, and it's already back there towards 2680s. We'll see if that can get back through the 27 mark. That'd be the interesting point for me. SPY also coming back. The chop fest continues, guys. The chop fest.
Okay.
It's a tough market out there.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I was dealing with
You're good.
stuff here real quick.
Not a worry, dude. Not a worry. Be collect.
Having a good day, though. Having a good day.
Hey, you doing good, kid? Feel it, man. Doc you with a nice little raise here. We'll see if that can get a little lift. I have been seeing kind of mentions being brought out by Doc you, and it does have earnings after the bell, so keep that one on watch. We'll see what happens. Like Quantum says, it's called binary with CPI, and I agree. The CPI might wreck it even if it does have good earnings, so who knows? Business school will never...
Remember this one?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Making moves?
Yeah, it's making moves. This thing, this was wild. We traded this a bunch of times. Big move here on this. And today we actually have a huge move out of the open here. Let's see where this move could take us. I think the next spot here is probably 911, maybe 920-ish. Wow. Nice move.
The only thing to keep in mind with that one is low volume. I'm seeing at least. I look for at least that 1 million mark. Hasn't hit that yet, at least on the intraday.
Andy, typos are funny, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Always set your alerts, man. Always set your. Oh wow, Jan Dehais, good call. Who was that?
Yeah.
Jim. Nice call on Jan. That is actually, and so here's the thing, guys, on Jan. Again, remember, this thing likes to shake and bake, and I'm not sure that I'm not always confident that you're going to get a run on a range break or a high of day break. We break this 5. To me, this looks like it wants to go higher. I wouldn't be shocked if they actually yank it back through 5. So if you're going to trade this on this break, make sure that you have a plan. If you're already in this, I would say definitely at least trim some of your position to book some of those gains at 5. Look at this nasty pull we're getting. Look at this nasty. They took it right to 5 and they pulled it back to 464. Folks, that's hard to day trade. Pulls like that are hard. I actually wonder. They keep pulling it now, man. This is what I wanted to avoid. This is what I was saying. It might be better to actually buy the pulls here. Maybe I will try that myself.
IMPP.
Pulling again. You never know where the bottom is, folks.
IMPP almost up there towards the $1 break. Can we get the $1 scout action out there? We'll see what happens there. It's definitely at 95 cents. We'll see if it gets up there through the $1 mark today. Roku. Rejecting VWAP one more time.
Sorry, I'm hyper focused right now.
Hyper
focused. Having a good day here though. Good day. Swings up too. So go Chara.
Definitely home improvement stores having a good time there. So whoever mentioned HD earlier today, good job. All right, starting to see slowly but surely leaking into the red there. At least from the sectors from the open. Consumer cyclical now up 0.27, technology up 0.17, defensives up 0.12. That was leading us earlier, but these are slowly but surely getting closer towards red. We'll see what happens if we get a turnaround. Energy trying to pop back up there. That's probably one that is helping out IMPP right now. XOM, nice little push there. So take a look at some oil names. Maybe that's giving a nice little look on to the upside. MRO looks interesting there as I'm seeing upside towards the oil names. But you guys know, gotta follow the discipline. I'm done for the day. So I'll call out some stocks that I see out there, but I'm not probably going to take another trade.
Yep. No, and you know what, Mitch? That's discipline. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
And discipline is a good way to develop consistent profits. We got asked here about some other levels on IMPP aside from the obvious one, probably at 1. I agree. There probably is one there at 1. Other levels here, I would say probably 104, 107. That range, that 3-cent range in there might be a resistance level itself. Then I would say 110, 114. So not a whole lot there, but that's still 20 cents higher. Last one there is still 20 cents higher from where we're at. So.
All right. Now, one thing I would be looking at is called what? It's called the fib extension. So you can take a look here at the fib extension and how the stock has held. So if you take a look, I just did a fib projection here. And so one of the things that you can look at is, did it hold the 50% and the 61.8? And it held exactly around that 50% retracement, which was the 75 cents. Another thing that you can do is you can measure the flag. Some people like to measure the flag here about 27 cents, about 20 cents from the breakout around 83 cents. What does that give us? I think this is up to like $1.10. That's kind of the level that I would be looking for on the extension. And if you look at here at 161 is right around 105. So you could use the fib projection, or you could use here kind of the flag pattern to look at where you should be looking at profits, and somewhere above, let's say that 105 going towards the 110, that's what I would be looking for. I need a fib retracement class. Yeah, it's not that hard. I think people make fib retracements harder than what they really are.
I agree with you.
It's really not that hard. But one thing to also understand is that you don't just strictly trade off of it. I think most people don't understand that indicators are more used for description then to trade particulars on. And I think that's the important part to learn. It's using multiple indicators to help you have that description, the story of the stock. Technical levels, I feel like really work, like, let's say resistance or support. But indicators themselves, a lot of the time, they're going to be lagging. And what does that happen? That gives you not the advantage to make a decision, but a confirmation advantage. And I think that's where indicators really play good into, which is confirmation. All right, charge point being mentioned. Yeah, charge point probably being having a good day because of what the Biden talk. I talked about this on pre-market prep. So Biden here giving comments this yesterday. Biden administration this week proposed new standards for its program to build a national network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations by 2030. Earlier this year, the White House had introduced a plan to allocate $5 billion to the states to fund EV chargers during the next 5 years. That's why I think you're seeing ChargePoint have a good day today. It's up there close towards the 16 for the breakout. We'll see if it can continue. To confirm this, let's go towards the other player, EVgo, and see if this starts going. We'll see if it gets up there towards 980. I like this bottoming effect that it's having right now. You could maybe look for a reversal trade off the 915s, getting on up there towards 950, and then hopefully towards the 980s is what I would be looking for. But let's take a look, and we'll see what happens. SPY, of course, starting to balance out, but still in a chop fest. We'll see if that can get into a real trend. How are we going to power those stations, said Abel. Well, ask Biden. What's up, Ryan? What do you see out there?
No, I was just saying DBVT looks like this is actually curling. We have the high here at 218. It looks like it might try to take this. I've taken 2 stabs at this, up a couple of $100 on this, just on small scalps. Would not be opposed to taking a third. Got to see it step up here in the volume. I was taking a look at Twitter. Didn't really see a whole lot there. I see some people talking about IMPP. See a little bit of talk about Jan. So a lot of the stocks that we were watching, I did see someone mention Marin Software, which we've traded before. It just does not have any volume. I don't really see why they're talking about this, but figure we take a look at it. No trade there at the moment. PBT, oh, here comes DBVT again to 215. PBTS, God, it's hard to say all these letters. So PBTS, this is a big time move here. This is a stock under $1, though. I wouldn't have traded this, so I don't really feel like I missed out on this one.
All right, trying to see if the SPYs is going to do a flush down here. BTU back there towards 27. So if you guys wanted to keep an eye out on that one, you guys can. And Roku's trying to battle here at the 99. I think if it rejects this one more time, gets back below the VWAP, it should continue to break down towards the downside. But a move back above 99.50s, you got to be careful because you could get a little bit of a squeeze action. But this is just continued chop by the SPY.
Gary Morris, 21% on ChargePoint, $15 call. Gary, was that one of the unusual ones that we talked about? I feel like that rings a bell. That's 617. That's next week, isn't it? Or is that the monthly? Let's see. 6-7. Yeah, it's the June monthly. Help me out here. Remind me if that was one of those unusual option sweeps that we took a look at. Great trade there, 21%. Bingo. That it rings a bell. That one rings a bell. Yeah, it was. Okay, awesome stuff, Gary. Way to go. Way to go.
The dark ages. What's going to happen here? The SPY is literally on a point that it's just trying to figure itself out.
If the market enters the dark ages, I'm calling you Charlemagne, Mitch. From that point forward.
The dark ages. The dark ages, man. It would suck for all the investors that got in 2020.
Yeah, it would.
Good Lord. They wouldn't be too happy about investing in the long run. We'll see what happens here. SPY definitely battling here. I put up the 1 minute and broke it down a little bit more about what you're seeing right now in the SPY. So there's resistance right now around 410.75. There's kind of like a symmetrical triangle building. But really, look how this sideways action has been in the last, 12 minutes here. So let's see if we get a 15-minute bar to actually break on out through the ranges. Does it break above the 411.74, or does it break below this kind of body close 408.87? That's what's going to determine, I think, when you start seeing continued progress.
So Trevor's asking, Ryan, I've heard you guys mention VWAP a lot. I think what you mean is VWAP. VWAP, VWAP, which stands for volume weighted average price.
Where's my
Mitch,
study guide when you need it?
Say again?
Where's my study guide when you need it?
I was going to say, Mitch, you're all over VWAP.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
It's one of my favorite. Yeah, and that okay. Trevor's confirming that for us. It's one of my favorites as well. Here's an example, Trevor. Let me zoom in so you can see here. So this blue line here is the VWAP study. Okay, it's VWAP. I basically clicked on indicators. I typed in VWAP and I added this study to the chart and I made no other adjustments to it. What this is here, or the way that this is used, you can see that this is actually used as a support and resist. So AUVI, we had this nice little run up, which by the way was a VWAP cross on volume down here. Okay, so we ran up here. Now we've come back into this VWAP. Sure, we overshot it by a little bit, but now we're trying to move through it and we're actually trying to push off here. So VWAP is often used as an intraday point for support and resistance where you could either plan an entry or an exit. Mitch, if you have anything more technical to add there, I would love it.
So there's a lot. I mean, when we talk about VWAP, there's a lot of things that we can talk about. We can break it down what it is specifically. That's what Ryan just did there, and some ways to use it. One thing to also keep in mind, it's been said, I don't know particularly anybody that's using this in their algorithm, but a lot of times institutions are going to be using the volume weighted average price to determine where they can get in, because they don't want to be getting in on the top side. They don't want to be getting in on the bottom side. They want to get in on an average price that can give them an advantage, and they can follow that average price on up. So like when it hits it, they'll be adding to it and adding as it goes up, and then it comes back to it. They don't add at the up point. They add at the point right back at the VWAP. And so that's one way that we can take a look at it. And that's why another reason why traders even use it in the first place is because institutionals started using it. And so we tried to get an edge on them. And so I think that's another thing to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind is exactly what it is. It's volume. So it's the volume uptick, also the price uptick divided by the volume downtick and by the price downtick. And so what does it do? It's like a moving average that includes volume. And I think that's an important thing. Like moving averages are great, but they don't include volume. That's what the VWAP does, which makes it different than a moving average.
That's a really good explanation there.
Yeah, and so it's a moving average with volume. That's the way I would look at it. Like if you want to make it simple for yourself to understand, if you know moving averages, you know how they work. Well, it's a moving average, just includes the uptick and downtick volume, which determines where the average price is going to be set. Got you, Trevor. That's what it's all about. That's what this show's about. It's not about us trading. It's about you learning. So if you learn something there, that's what makes us happy. Neville, enjoying the 954, man. That guy grew up right in my neighborhood. Can you believe that, Ryan?
Say that one more time.
In the chat, we have Neville in the chat, and he actually grew up like down the street from me.
You know this person in real life?
Yeah, like
awesome.
And he found me on here. That was the best part. He was like he started talking about like my like neighborhood and stuff and like where I grew up, and I was like, what the hell? How does this guy know where I grew up? Like I'm starting to get scared at first, but then I realized, all right.
From what I hear, Mitch, you'd be able to outrun him.
You know that one at least.
You and your speed, bro. You'd be able to outrun.
I'd be ready to outrun.
No trouble.
I'm ready to outrun everybody. The police. Let's just say Manhunt was my favorite game as a kid. That's for sure. I remember
probably Ghost in the Graveyard.
Hide and Seek was one of those games where I would honestly let people catch me because it was just it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. Like it's like, all right, well, here you go. Cannot run the VWAP. That one might get me, Eagle.
Jesse Hernandez says, "What up, Detroit? What up,
What's
Jesse?
up? What up,
What
Detroit?
up?"
The D-Town. I need to come back. Ryan, we need a plan the next time that I'm coming. You're coming too. We got to
Yeah.
do like maybe the quarterly meeting. I'll plan it out.
So I believe that I am going to the quarterly meeting. There was also talk being floated about a golf outing, and so even if you didn't golf, it would be worth going to. I want to go. I want to go to both. I will absolutely be at the HQ this summer. Don't you worry about that. By the way, AUVI. We talked a little bit about the VWAP here. AUVI now pushing off of that VWAP. Look at where it kind of consolidated right around. I don't think that's a coincidence, folks. Now we're pushing here. Let's see if we can get on across through 3. Straight ball and Ryan, are the Warriors in trouble? Man, it sure looks like it. I know they lost a game yesterday in Boston, but they're not playing as well as I thought they would. They might be in trouble. Yes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a shooting team, right? I think that's what when you're a shooting team, you could shoot the lights out and make it to the finals, but stop shooting the lights out. I mean, hey, it's an easy example. And so I think they'll go as good as you see kind of the shooting go. I mean, if you see low percentage accuracy in their threes, they're not going to win.
When the milk goes bad, it goes real bad.
I'll tell you one thing. Still upset about that Celtics. Could run that back.
I know.
But
AUVI through 3 here. I missed it. I don't want to chase this, folks. I don't want to chase. This is a power move going on here. So I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to leave it up, but I really don't want to chase it because I don't want to give back the gains that I already got. I do want to answer a couple of questions here real quick. Jonathan is asking, what's your handicap, Ryan? Jonathan, I don't know. I tried to putz around with golf when I was much younger. I didn't take it seriously enough. I got bit by the bug a few weeks ago. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a beginner and I'm likely to shoot 120. I am no good at golf at all. The one thing I will say is that got a new club yesterday that I am super excited about. I did get the Stealth Hybrid from TaylorMade. This club might be the best club in my bag. So I'm going to try to hit the range today. We'll see if the rain gives me an opportunity to that. But I'm terrible. I am just trying to get better.
call me when you want to go to the mini golf.
Oh, I love mini golf, dude. Putting is one thing I can do right now. I can fall out of bed and putt well. That ain't no problem.
Hey.
Brand asking a question here. So, Brand, this is a really good question. Ryan, what happened to the RSI screener in Benzinga Pro? You sent me a workaround, but the link no longer works. There's no way to screen for RSI and Pro. So, the screener tool was sunset. This was a tool that had delayed data. It wasn't run by our team. We licensed it. We have sunset that. So please use the scanner. If I'm not mistaken, RSI is available in the scanner. Let me go to all of them here. Let me search RSI. Oh, no, this is one of them that's queued up. I actually just had, shame on me. RSI and there's another one that someone, revenue are going to be added shortly. So I'm sorry that we don't have this available for you today. I can assure you it is coming. It is coming. Just hang in there. It is coming.
See what's going on out there. Let me go ahead and take a quick look at the sectors and see what we're seeing on out there. So now technology actually leading us up, and this could be kind of a bull trap. We'll see what happens today, but definitely it is leading us up right now. Let's take a look at some of the high capitalization names. Apple still a little bit, hasn't gone into the green. It's just slightly into the green right now. Microsoft up about 0.75. Google up a significant amount. NVIDIA now up 1%. So they're definitely there. You'll see a little bit of strength. But we'll see if these can continue. Consumer cyclical up 0.23 now from the open. Remember, I pay attention from the open. Overall, all the sectors are into the red. But I like to pay attention from the open to see how is that affecting kind of the trade here. Consumer defenses is up. Consumer cyclicals, what was leading that was luxury goods. I know Signet reported today, so that's probably why it's up. Perfect example. It's up 11%. Perfect. So there you guys have why you see luxury goods up today. But there are some going into the red now. Utilities, energy going into the red. Industrials going into the red. So just be careful on out there. And basic materials still struggling.
Real quick, Chris, all that matters is if you had a good time, man. Golf is one of those games where it's going to go your way some days and it's not going to go your way some other days. All that matters is if you have fun. Folks, NXTP, we talked about it, I think when it was right here, right? It was 29.30. This thing has gone all the way to 54 now. You know what? Shame on me for not trading stocks that are under $1. Monster move here in NXTP. If any of you took that, please take some of your gains off the table. Please book some of that. I didn't take this, but if you did, please book. Please put some money in your pocket.
There's some good golf courses around me, but too bad I'm not a golfer.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that got me, Mitch. There's one across the street from where I live.
Yeah, that's what that helps. That helps.
It helps.
It definitely does help.
And let me tell you something else. The driving range that they have there is what's called a TrackMan. It's got like, you literally tell it what bay it's in. You download the app and it shows you your ball flight. It gives you the spins. It gives you all of these.
Oh, it has the ball
crazy
track.
stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those. I've seen those in batting cages. So it's the same technology.
Josh, I'm going to take your joke and reuse it because that is awesome. That is awesome.
Literally.
Oh, man.
I'll say what you said. I got no fear. I'll say it here. They call it golf because fuck was already taken. I got you, Josh. Don't worry. I won't shy away.
That, but I'll take it.
No, honestly, it's a tough sport. It's a tough sport. I'll tell you one thing. I can go to maybe the range, hit one ball, but that's about it.
Oh, Jason, I ain't giving up, man. I ain't giving up. I don't back down from challenges. I don't back down from challenges.
Yeah,
I'm having a good time, even if I'm not playing well, man. I ain't gonna back down.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I definitely suck at it. So I hear you, Ryan. Keep battling for me. You let me know when things get good. SPY starting to leak here, guys. Starting to leak. So this is the moment where, like, normally I would probably go after the third strike, but we already did that. So we'll see if the SPY really comes down here or it's just a fake out to the downside. What we want to see it is close below the VWAP. Right now, it is making a hard move down to VWAP, but you want to see it close below that if you're looking for the downside continuation here. It's definitely chop, man. It almost sucks when the SPY is sideways. I know that I saw in the chat earlier in pre-market prep that someone was talking about how, man, we were doing so good in the volatile market, but the sideways market, now that's kind of blows. I'm feeling like that too. Top Golf, I've been to Top Golf, Kyle. I've been to Top Golf. I've also, awesome. I always talk about Drive Shack at VS. I've talked about this stock to see if it eventually comes back as an opportunity to take a look at it. If you guys think of longer term investments to take maybe a shot on, I've been thinking about taking a shot on this one, but we'll see what happens.
Trimo, my first try at golf is when I caught my boyfriend cheating on me, and whoa, I became a great driver. It was awesome. Hey, way to take a negative and turn it into a positive.
You take that driver and you put it right through his.
Love it. I'm sorry that would happen.
And I want you yelling for
CLNE, guys. Sorry, I'm a little late here. CLNE popped right through. Just saw it on the scanner.
I can hit the ball long. The only problem is it's going to left field. Not up to fairway. What we got there? I'm going puts. And the ghost is taking some shots. My dumb question is, using the wheel strategy, what stocks or companies are best to use that with? Do you know the wheel strategy? I don't use that often. Look, what is the wheel strategy?
ZYNE, good call. Good call. Good call, Andy. That is popping to the highs. 119 now. Your call was at 117 on that, or excuse me, what was it? 114 on that break. We're at 119 now. I'm not in this. If the volume expands here, let me throw up my chart real quick. If this volume down here expands as this move continues, this thing can get nutty. Right, this thing can get nutty. You're actually seeing the volume creep up here. This might be one to watch here. I'm not in this. And in fact, Andy, if you wouldn't mind, what levels do you have for this? I'd be interested to know that.
YNE. It's a former parabolic stock.
Oh
Seen
my
that
God,
stock
this is starting
right
to go.
before.
Andy, good stuff, bro. Nice.
I've seen
find.
that one go before. So
I don't want to chase it here, but wow, what a move. Power move right
all
there.
right, SPY really breaking on down now, guys. So this is when I would be going after maybe some shorts. But we'll see if this can continue through the symmetrical triangle on the downside. Now you're starting to get a little bit of a break after that test. Let's see if this really starts breaking down there, going to 409 is where we really could see that continuation happen. All right, so the wheel strategy. I learned something today. Let's do that. Okay, so the wheel strategy is combining cash secured puts and covered calls. It's a great way for investors to buy low using cash secured puts and sell high using covered calls, maximizing the income and capital appreciation for the stock. This is referred to as the wheel strategy. So there you guys have it, the wheel strategy and options. As you guys know, if you guys have been watching the show, I'm no options experts, and I don't even try to be. But I didn't know that one, the wheel strategy. Learned something new today. Brian,
Chewy 3130.
mentioned it. There you go. Chewy, choo-choo. Man, this market is such a trap. It's so hard to even call the direction right now. Usually you have some like kind of catalysts that are coming out or something, or you have a stock that's maybe leading the market. But right now, it's difficult.
Oh, DBVT kept going. Kept going.
Small cap summer, baby.
Yeah.
What's going on out there, guys? Let me get some music going here. It's getting a little slow. Take the edge off here. All right. Let's go. Let's see what this has. Let's see what this has for us. All right. Little vibes.
I scalped PBTS there, but it was too quick and too small to really call out. This thing, and in fact, oh my gosh, just keeps going. All right, this is a wild one. Nice little push here. Like I said, I normally don't trade these. This is where the movement is. So FOMO got me. Thankfully, I walked away with a little bit of a gain there. Moved a little too quick. This is the one I was waiting on through 6. Sure enough, I took it off my screen. It went through 6. Oh, that's just how it goes.
That's how it goes, man. CLNE. That one likes to move with fuel cell.
Yeah,
so
sure
you could
does.
see
Oh, you know what? You're right.
fuel cell.
Great call.
Moving on that. There you see it. Boom. Nice little bounce there. Relationships, man. Relationships. Know your relationships can help you out significantly, guys. I like buying equity when IV rank is high because if it falls to a lower support, I can sell cover for a price reduction. Not a bad way to go about it, Quantum. AQMS destroyed me. Might be ACC. Was that wanting to grow? I'm a little confused by that message, Russ. Then give me some clarity on that one. But AQMS, Aqua Metals. Yeah, I have no idea about waste management. Only waste management company I know is Waste Management. I do the wheel and the wheel strat on FSIL. All right, daddy backstrap, strap on up.
Okay.
NXDB. Oh, another little penny stock making moves. Being caught out there. I got you thang top dung.
Yeah, NXTP. This was wild. This was wild when it first moved. And look, it came back. Look, Mitch, is one of those VWAP orange?
Of course.
Look at that, man. We just talked about came back to the VWAP, kind of held there. Now it's moving up off the VWAP.
Classic flag pattern here. So what do you look for in the VWAP bounce trade? You're looking for a nice push up. There you get your push up. Then you look for the pullback. Look for it to come near that support or near the VWAP. So the support right around here. And so near that 38 cents, it comes right back to the VWAP, breaks it for a couple cents here at the 37, and then is right back on up. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now you're looking for it to continue through 50s. It can even make a high here, but you don't want to see it break that 38. You want to see it continue the trend and volume actually increasing into the move, which is what you get here. You get a decrease, decrease, decrease. And then when you start breaking through that trend line, look how this kind of coexists here. In this line right here, as you're switching on over and you're getting above the trend line, the volume actually increases.
Eric saying, I see we have been doing nothing till CPI tomorrow. QQQ completely sideways in range, waiting for something. You hit it right on the head.
You got
And
it,
it's not
Scott.
just QQQ, it's the SPY too. Go ahead, Mitch. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
you got it, dude. You're dead on it, Ryan. We've been talking about it. Sideways action in the overall market, and it's tough. Tough to trade in sideways action.
Yep, sure is. And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I'm looking at some of these little low priced, you can even call them crappy stocks if you want. These little
those move.
Exactly. We're going to where the movement is. Exactly, Mitch. And it's like, believe me, if there were multiple opportunities on quality companies that we all knew, we would be talking about it. In fact, I'm thrilled that Lynn brought up Chewy this morning because that actually worked too. And I want to get back to an environment where we can actually hold things for more than 5 minutes. I want to be comfortable holding things overnight. When we get there, believe me, we'll be talking about it.
Good Lord. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, at least.
That's what I'm saying, Mitch. I don't know either.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough. I've gotten to the point where I used to hold 8 to 9 to 10 swing trades at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm not
not doing that anymore.
I don't even push it past 3, I think, this year. So that just goes to show you that, yeah. And it goes also to show you that take a look at market environment is so important. So keep that always in the back of your mind. AQMS is the only recycling lithium with water, and it's green technology. Okay. I mean, that's a benefit, but I don't think that's an importance right now. I think in the long run, that's going to be important with the EVs like kind of coming into play, but I don't know if that's so important at this moment. So I do think it's important in the long term, but we'll see what happens. I wheeled Twitter and made back 40% of the downside. There you go. I'm glad I got rid of Twitter, but it's been a tough stock to trade.
Hey, and shout out to our group, because when that news first broke, if you recall, the thing that we said is that the opportunity, if you take this to play for that buyout, is actually to the downside. Believe when we said that the stock price was what, 48, 49 bucks? Here we are at 40. So that one worked too. That was exactly as we were saying.
SPY breaking down there, guys. Remember, we talked about this. We were looking to see if it was going to really break down towards the 409s. Now you're at 409.20s or 409.17s on the bid side. We'll see if it gets through the 409 level. Next stop from there is 408, and you're really starting to see that crackdown. Now is when the time where you're starting to look to see if, okay, so I can look for some shorts. Tesla looks good off of that 756. But I'm going to actually stay off of this, guys, and just listen to my discipline. Of course, this is what I wanted to avoid, moments where I want to get into trade, but I can't trade because I used all my bullets way too early.
Market rolling over here.
Yep, there it is. There's that turn down. Turn down for what?
Uh-oh. I'm
all
not
right.
Try to sing. I don't want to scare
everything into the red from the open, and all the sectors into the red. The blood is out there, guys.
But
turning
not us.
Into
we were able to
red
find
day.
some green today.
Yeah, not me though. But that's how it is, guys. We're gonna battle through. Looks like the orange light turned to red, so just be careful on out there. Oh, it looks like you can catch my window a little bit there. Oh, you can't see it in the little small box. bigger box, you'll probably be able to see it. Hey, we'll work on that. I got a window now in my view. Look at that. Look, the window of green in the light. All right, guys, let's keep it going, guys. We're almost getting on out of here. We got about 30 minutes left here. Ryan will be getting on out of here soon. We're going to keep on battling through. If you guys got stock, check on out. Throw it up in the chat so that we can go ahead and do so. Ryan, I'm actually going to put you up for a quick second, and I'll be right back, and then I'll let you get on out of here.
All right, sounds good. We'll go. Oh, my bad.
Haha, we hit the same one.
Yep, we did at the same time. All right, so I'm basically what I'm doing here is just kind of rolling through the scanner, see if anything pops up here. I generally give priority to bigger stocks like this. Like if I see Starbucks appearing on a relative volume scan, that's interesting to me. Definitely seems to be some more buying in Starbucks than normal, and it looks like this spot here at 79.75, maybe let's call it 80-ish. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, right in here. Yeah, 79.75. 79.75. It looks like that would be the spot to get over here, interestingly enough, on Starbucks. Just taking a look at some of the other stocks that we were watching. NXTP, this thing is extended. I didn't trade it. Looks like it's consolidating here. This will actually be really bullish, especially if it can hold here and then move back towards the highs. DBVT holding up pretty well here, back testing the 217 spot, looks like. 218, 217 spot. We'll see if we can get the high taken out here. That was at 226. Just kind of looking around. Scanner has definitely slowed down a bit here. Let me decide to slow down a little bit here. And the dump before the pump tomorrow. Hex, we'll see. I'm not sure which way we're going to go tomorrow, but I'm going to play whatever hand I'm dealt. And you can believe that. Looking around here. I'm going to check the Twitter streets as well. See if I see anything in here. Looking around. What is with all of these pennies moving around? One of my mentors just mentioned this one, ENJY. This thing up huge. What is going on? Anyway, some of these pennies really moving around. I choose not to trade them, but today it looks like maybe that was not the right move. PBTS was one of the other ones here that we were watching earlier. This is moving up to another penny here. So we've got NXTP, PBTS, and ENJY, all of them pennies, moving pretty good. ZYNE looks like that's curling back towards the highs. Looking around here. Sorry for the dead air, folks. Sorry. You guys want to take a look at ACRX, huh? ACRX. That's another penny one. This hasn't gone yet, though. Jan back down to 428 here. See, Jan's leaking. See, that was nasty. That pull we talked about earlier, that was nasty. And actually buying the pull didn't work here either. So really, we trying to butt up against 479, 480 here. Took that out. Big time pull. Now we're leaking here again. This Jan trade, it got me before. I used discipline today to not make the same mistake that I made in the past. That's key, by the way. Not if you make a mistake, you got to be able to recover from it, and you can recover from it. First step is not repeating those mistakes. So I'm looking at this chart now. I'm looking at this saying to myself, you know what? I'm glad I did an all right job. I'm glad I learned from my mistake before. PBTS, another spike up. Man, PBTS, this has really been a huge, huge trader today. No specific news to justify the price action. Why is it moving here? Just a penny moving on volume. This might not be done. Richard asking if I think 5 will go up. Guess what? You know what that means, folks. It is magic 8-ball time. Let me go ahead and get full screen on that. All right. Will 5 go up from 124, Magic 8-ball? Will ticker 5 go up from 124? Says, ask again later. I'm sorry, my man. Ask again later. Sorry about that. We will try to get the 8-ball to give us a straight answer and not flip around. Sorry about that. How do I get, there we go. Exit solo. There we go. Look at this. Look at PBTS. How's the other penny doing? ENJY. We still moving up here? Okay, this is yanking now. INPX, another penny. And oh my gosh, what's going on with the pennies, folks? What is going on with the pennies? AVI for the win today. Thank you, Benzinga. Another good day at the card table. Daniel, you're more than welcome. One thing, it's key. Understand that you are the one that deserves all of the credit. You pushed the buttons. You risked your money. You battled your emotions. I'm glad we were able to help identify opportunities, but at the end of the day, as always, it comes down to you executing. Pat yourself on the back. Get yourself a steak. It's Ripper season, says Andy. Let's go.
Let's go. Rip it on up.
All right. Mitch, I do have to get going here. I actually have a dentist.
Oh, that's evil too. Dentist appointments are evil. Dentists are evil people.
Hey man, you know what? It is what it is. I've never really had great experiences. I finally found an awesome one. Shout out to you, Dr. Hung. You are the man. We are going to go see him though. We are going to take care of yourself. Mitch, are we doing this tomorrow?
We doing this tomorrow? Well, we will have a window where we will be live for a little while tomorrow, but we do have, of course, all access that will be on tomorrow. But I do expect to talk a little bit about some markets, of course, like always.
Sounds like I'll see you all, folks, tomorrow. Trade them well, folks. Great to see a whole bunch of you. Andy, love that you stopped by. We got to get Andy on here. Let's work on that. Let's work on that after.
Hell yeah. That sounds good to me.
All right, folks. Take care. We'll see you.
Later, Lord Ryan. We'll keep it going here on, of course, live trading with Benzinga. Do me the favor, guys. Hit that thumbs on up button. You see that down below? Hit the like. Let's go ahead. Support us as we support you guys. And this is what it's all about, guys. We're trying to keep building, trying to do some trading, talking about some strategy. So I want you guys in the chat to tell us what are we going to do now? Do you guys want to do some ticker time? You guys want to talk a strategy? You guys want to talk an indicator? Or do you guys just want to check out the market action that's going out there? I can walk us through that. Let's keep it going here. SPY is coming down there, trying to crack through the 409. Just made a little bit of a wick there around that 408.87. Let's see if we get through that level and see some continued downside action. But there you guys have it. You're really starting to see that action start happening here as we've seen like Lucid drop down, that Roku start dropping down again here. Netflix almost down 3%. Apple, let's take a look here. Up, about to break through the lows there. Tesla, that one looked interesting here. We'll see if that can get down there to 740s today. But definitely you're seeing some breakdown there. NIO down 6%. Looking like it wants to break down again also. So we'll see what happens there. And it's a tough market out there. All right. I see XCUR, another penny. Hey, nice one to throw out up there. Chimo said, I just had dentist yesterday. 2 root canals. Good Lord. How are you here? I've dealt with those. Those are not fun. Well, let's keep it going there. Red dip, green rip. I like that one. Mitch, your thoughts on crypto, Solana specifically, over the next 2 or so months? This is actually a side conversation, but let's talk a little bit about it. So with Solana, I consider it as one of the top cryptocurrencies. Now, one of the things that I think the reason why is it has a lot of gaming behind it. Of course, I would talk to the guys on Moon or Bust, Ryan, and of course, Logan, because they're deep into this. But also you could ask Chris too. He understands it too. He sees it very, much how I'm looking at it. The gaming side of Solana has definitely taken off. I think what you'll see is that if we continue on the downside of the overall market, and if crypto is truly in the winter, you're going to see some of these cryptocurrencies come down. But that doesn't mean that there's not opportunities here. And I think the important part of cryptocurrency is not only understanding that there's big waves on the upside, but that there's big waves on the downside. And what that does is present you an opportunity to join into the play versus trying to ride the wave up and then try to ride it higher, right? It's a harder way to go approach the stocks, but definitely something that you got to keep on watch, or the cryptocurrencies here. But Solana is one that I would definitely keep on my radar. But for right now, I'm going to look to see if we go into a true winter to catch them on the bottom versus catching them as they're coming on up with the next boom. We'll see what happens there. But I can't blame you for bringing it up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. My old account was for some reason permanently deleted. Well, you got a new one. Don't stress. Questions about Sol should be directed to the Magic 8 Ball. I agree, Rob Smith. What site is this? So this is from Benzinga. This is Benzinga, and then what you're seeing now is our TC2000 charting that I like to use. But of course, check out Benzinga, and if you want to go ahead and get a news service that can provide you great news in the morning, is what gets me ready every single morning. Go to pro.benzinga.com, and you can get a 2-week free trial. BTC looks like it's setting up for a drop. Yeah, I think it is too. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I do think that in the long run, we're in a crypto winter, so you got to be careful. Hit that like, says Bug. Let's get some likes in there. All right, let's go, and we can talk about some stocks on out there. Take a look at, see what is starting to really come on down. Remember, technology was actually up on the day. Now it's down 0.41 here, so you're really starting to see some leakage. Look how Apple's really starting to leak. This is the one that I talked about that was concerning. It does look like a bearish chart here. It looks like we want to start breaking on down. So we'll see if we get that continued wipeout. But now we're down towards 408 on the SPY, breaking through that 409. Let's see if we start seeing some continuation on the downside. Tesla hanging out there by VWAP. We'll see if it gets down towards 740s today and starts breaking down. Meta starting to break down and looking weak here around the 190s. Looks like it wants to cut right back down there towards the 180s. If it does cut through the 180s, this could easily be right back down there towards 150. All right, what's going on out there? Starbucks being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at Starbucks. Roku collapsed on itself. Yeah, I mean, I think that pop yesterday with that Netflix news, that was an easy short opportunity. It's starting to break down there towards 97. We'll see what happens there. But what was the other one that I was? Starbucks. There you go. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look there. Starbucks actually, like I said, man, I was there. I made it bullish. No, I'm just playing. We'll see what happens here. I definitely think this is a good level to maybe look for some shorts. I would look for one more push up towards around 80s to look for that short right back down to the 70s here in Starbucks. But we'll see what happens. It is looking strong today, up there towards 79. And if you look at the hourly, it has been in a bullish trend here, trying to break above it. We'll see if it can get above this resistance around 79.88, or you could say 80. SPY continuing the downside action there, now down to 408.20s. We could see that continued flush through the 408s, going through the 407. Remember, I talked about it today. I was looking at it eventually maybe getting down there as far down as 400 today. So we're still ways from there, but seeing the leakage happen right now. All right, what's going on out there? Cardano was ADA was at 40 cents a few days ago. Could be a good one. Could be one to keep on watch. I need X to give it to me within the next week. I'm in calls, not looking too good. Yeah, X is tough. It's pulled back a little bit there. It doesn't look like the best chart, I'll be honest. It looks like it's trying to get a little weak here. You would need it to just completely start getting rallying on out of here. This rejection here from this level here was an important level. I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these lines so you can see that. And you can see really it turned around there. So we'll see if this can continue the downside action. I would look for a move back above 26, at least for me, to look for that bullish move. So if that happens, a move above 26 is what you want to be looking at. You can see we got it here, and then it was just a fake out. It broke right back down. Tampa Bay all over game 5. Yes, go Lightning. I'm a big Tampa Bay fan. You got to be a Tampa Bay fan. But it's kind of hard when it's going to be Tampa Bay against Colorado. So I don't know if the Avalanche need it or the Lightning definitely don't need it. Let's just be honest. But hey, we'll see what happens. Get those likes up, says Lynn. Let's go. All right, let's keep it going here. Was up this morning, totally overtraded myself back to neutral. Yeah, it happens. I did it too. You saw me, but I'm actually in the red. So if you're neutral, it's okay. Give yourself a pat on the back. Focus. Guys, focus. And one of the ways that you could do is one of the things that I think a lot of traders don't think about is trying to be in the now. And so let's take a little bit of deeper thoughts on what the now means. And with this, I'll actually give you guys a book. It's called The Power of Now. And let me see if I can get you an Amazon link or something like that. Not that I'm going to make money off this or anything, but I want you guys to check on out there this book. It's an important book here, at least for my life. And what it helped me do is really try to stay present in the moment. You guys can check this out. I'm throwing up the link right there in the chat. And really what this is all about is the power of now and understanding that we want to be focused on the moment that we're living versus being stuck in the past or the future. So how do we play this into stocks? So a lot of times when we're going to go ahead and make a trade, or we already have made that trade, what happens? What happens is a lot of past thinking and future thinking. Well, should I have already got in? Or is this stock going to go up? Is this stock going to go down? And so a lot of times when we're in these moments, what do we want to do? It's not necessarily live in the past, not live in the future. Be somewhere in the middle. Be present. And there's a reason why they call it a present, right? It's because it's a gift. And I think you need to pay attention to that moment. And if we can pay attention to the now, that's when we're going to be into what? That's what Mark Douglas calls trading in the zone. And when you're trading in the zone, you're not worried about right. You're not worried about left. You're only worried about what you're doing and sticking to your system. I think this is very important to go ahead and try to do. And if you notice yourself kind of slipping because you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about the future, or maybe you're in a trade and you're trying to determine the outcome before you have the outcome, realize that there's times where we need to come back towards our centering into focusing into the present so that we can be focused on what's actually happening and not have that bias confirmation, right? Not have that bias where we're just like even changing our own mentality because of what's happening. We want to be present into the now and focus on what's truly happening so that we can make what decisive decisions. And that's going to definitely take us to the next level. As you can tell, the spam tried to help out there and get in there right when I was starting to use it, but oh well, you know how it is. All right, let's go ahead. I've read it. It's okay. Some good stuff that has been said by others too. That's okay. And what that shows you is if multiple people talk about something, it's like kind of iterating it again, reiterating, and that's not a bad thing. That shows you more confirmation in the mentality, at least in my eyes. Benzinga read along stream. Oh yeah, that would be an interesting mode. Trading in the Zone, Change Me, amazing book. Also, take it out, guys. That's by Mark Douglas, and a really, really great book for trading, especially for kind of the advantages on how to get over your psyche. Let's take a look here. SPY catching a little bit of a bounce there. Sorry, I went into a little bit of something different. I just wanted you guys to try to get some of the master knowledge that I have gotten. Definitely check it on out. Yo, what's up with Apple? I'll take a look. Let's take a look. Apple looking weak here. Let's see if it breaks on down or comes back. Just leaking out. And I think a lot of this was that a lot of people were expecting Apple to get a major lift from their conference, and they're really not getting that lift. Even though they announced a couple of newer things like their pay now or buy now, pay later kind of options, I just don't think this is holding up well, especially on a day that this should start pushing back towards, let's say, maybe 160s. We'll see how the day ends, but definitely the SPY still a little trappy, trying to hold back above the 409s. We'll see if this gets to 410s or 412s today. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick second. We're going to continue going here, so do not go anywhere, guys. We're going to continue building on up here. I'm just going to go ahead and play a quick Benzinga Pro trailer.
Introducing Smarter Financial News Search with Benzinga Pro. Now, with an array of familiar screening filters like price, short interest, and PE ratio, you can actually screen financial news for stock trading ideas. But that's not all. On top of fundamental and technical screening for actionable news catalysts, now you can tailor your newsfeed with Boolean operators or, and not. The result is perfect. By your own standards for your own news trading strategy. Prepare for the upcoming rebound. Capture news catalysts before major price moves with Benzinga Pro today.
All right, guys, and we're back, guys. We're definitely going to keep going here. We're going to bring you over to AB in just a few minutes here, about 15 minutes. Is the stock market going to crash? What? Guys, go find out. AB, what he thinks, if it's going to crash or it's going to keep on going. We'll see what happens. I think we need to keep watch. Of course, CPI data is going to be the major driver tomorrow. But keep it on watch, and we'll see what happens. Tesla fighting at the VWAP. What's going to happen there? I think that's an important one to watch. Does it crack right back down? Or do we catch the bounce there at 750? AB crash? We'll see if AB is going to talk about the market crashing or not. What do you guys think? Do you think AB is thinking that it's going to crash? Or do you guys think that AB is thinking that it's going to go up? We'll see what happens. Those spam bots, man. Got to get Elon on the spam bots on YouTube, not the spam bots on Twitter. Got to let him know, man. Get these YouTube spam bots out. All right, HD. Let's see how that one doing. Home Depot, it's hanging out up there. It's hanging out. But definitely some trappy action. It's just like kind of slow leakage out there right now. We'll see if these can continue or any of these sectors can come back. But right now, every single sector is just slowly just leaking out here. The best one is real estate, but I don't see too much there either. So just be careful on out there, guys. It looks like a really red day. What's up with SOS? Let's take a look. SOS looks like these cheap stocks getting a lift today, guys. A lot of these kind of cheaper names getting a push here. We'll see if this can continue making that push. We know about SOS. It was a favorite for a long time, and then it completely went from $15 to 45 cents, guys. This stock is down 96%. But definitely the cheapies are moving today. Kung Fu Panda. Who doesn't like Kung Fu Panda? Kathy did buy some Moderna, and now it's down 7%. Oh, good Lord, Kathy. Stop buying. Start selling. I don't know, man. Kathy is something else. If she makes it through this, she's a monster. But it's been tough. Watching her make purchases like that on Moderna, buy yesterday and then watch it come down like 7%. It's just tough. I just don't see what she's seeing. But hey, she's taking her shots, and that's all you can do. She has the reverse Midas touch. Yeah, she's kind of breaking everything she touches right now. I've called her the Omen before, but that's just because she got into my genie and destroyed it. So you know how that. Sorry about that, guys. Don't leave anywhere. I'm right here. Accidentally hit the back button on my freaking mouse. It's just been one of those days, guys. I'm trying to rough through it. New system, new setup. Trying to get through this. Let's keep going through. Sorry about the little backing out there. I hit the back button. She lives in another world. DJ, what? I know, guys. I'm on the struggles today, just battling through. She needs to read that book you were talking about and live in the moment. Yeah, that could be something that she needs. Elon needs to reduce his public commentary by 90%. I'm sure the board of Tesla feels the same way. We'll see what happens there. Just keep it with the flows here. Kathy and Kramer should get married. That'd be an odd couple. that would be for sure. Did you start bleeping too? Yeah, why not? Let's bleep it all out, right? Baba pullback, says Eric. Let's take a look here. Baba has been strong. I was thinking about taking a swing on Monday. And that was back here in the in-between of 99. It's up there towards 120s, got up towards a high of 128. Now it's really breaking back down. We'll see if this kind of comes on all the way back down. That would be around, let's say, 99.63s. But right now, I do think it could fill the gap there towards 104s. 104 at 90s there. In Kathy's defense, she trades like a company, not like a person. ARK will outlive us. Granted, I'm all about Sark. Yeah, but that can only happen for so long. Eventually, she also will feel the pressure. Mitch, thoughts on base? Thoughts on base? There you go. Like base, like literally the couch base. I'll take a look at it. It's interesting. This has been pulling on back. Was a relatively an IPO in 2021. Has pulled on back. I would just draw a trend line like this. I'd draw a trend line here, and I'd be like, okay, when that can get back into, let's say, 20s, I'll be feeling confident. One of the things that does help, though, is you are seeing that volume pop, right? And so there was a volume pop near here in the bottom. That's called the undercut and rally trade. If you guys want to take a look at that, Gil Morales talks about this often. He's someone that comes on a guest that comes on pre-market prep, a trader on out there that talks about this undercut and rally consistently. And I have seen it work, the strategy. So when you're looking for a stock that's just coming down below those 52-week lows, you're looking for a big volume to show you a change in that volume to show you that trend change is coming. Look for inverse hammer candies like this right here to show you that kind of bottoming action. So at least you know the level that you're going off of. You can use the body close or the wicks. That's around 1283s and you're at 1623s. We'll see if this really can get running. But I do think it could pull back also, let's say somewhere around 15 and then continue through. All right, what's going on out there, guys? I've seen a lot of mentions here. Any books that are a must read? Well, we just mentioned one, right? Which is, of course, it's Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. But there's tons of books out there, Daniel. I'm going to actually work up a list, and we're going to do like a little, not a read along, but we're going to do a little book review show. So look forward towards that. I'm working on a lot of things right now for Benzinga. One of the things that I'm going to be doing also is working on moving Money Mitch into the afternoon to see if you guys can make it to there versus the 4:30 time that we were using for a little while. Let me know the feedback on that. If you guys enjoyed it at 4:30 or you guys want to see it in the afternoon, because that's going to help us determine what you guys want to watch. And of course, we're making changes here at Benzinga. So if you got an idea or for any reason you got some comments or feedback, throw it up in the chat, but I prefer you guys actually hitting the comments after the show to go ahead and give us that, and so that we can keep building. All right, guys, we got about 8 minutes left here. Let's keep going. We got shop being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look here. All right, shop looks like it's rejecting that 400 breakout. It does look like it wants to crack right back down here. You can see multiple highs in that 400, but it's not getting through here. We'll see if that can kind of hold, but you can see how this rejected today to break out through that 390s and going towards 400. So I'd be watching to see if we're going to head towards 350 on shop. Oh, and it'd be good if you could see it, right? Okay, so you can see here the levels here at 400. It kind of has this trend line that it runs right into, right around here, around, let's say, the 396 level. And then you're looking for it to get above 400 if you're looking for upside. But below 375, you could get that downside action to 350s and 300. All right, what's going on out there, guys? I listened to Mark Douglas audiobook on YouTube for free. There you go. There's no reason to buy the book if you can listen to it for free. And definitely check out some of the videos that are on YouTube with Mark Douglas. He does have some other things that he talks about that you'll enjoy it. Best book, How Not to Press the Panic Button, the Money Mitch panic button. Never press the panic button. Must read Flash Crash. That's a good one, definitely. Anne of Green Gables. Don't know that one. Let's keep going, guys. What's going on out there, guys? If you guys got one that's moving, SARK looks like a buy. Let's take a look at SARK. SARK, we know, is the inverse of ARKK. Let's take a look first at ARKK, how those stocks doing right now. You can see majority of them in the red. Only one in the green, Tesla, is the only stock into the green there for ARKK. But let's take a look at SARK. SARK is coming off that 60 low there. This looks interesting for me, guys, for a swing trade here on SARK. Doesn't look bad here. The support and the out would be 57.88. And you're looking for a move back up through and getting up there towards the 70s. Doesn't look too bad to at least have that risk and return that you're looking for. We'll see if this can continue making moves. SARK isn't a bad way to kind of go after Kathy Short, and we'll save you some money. The Mitch Book Club. Let's go. Let's get it. What else is being mentioned here? NP, awesome. Let's keep it going. SARK, beautiful falling wedge. Yeah, it doesn't. It looks nice there on SARK. We'll see if that can kind of get on up there and then get out of this kind of downtrend. Ford just going sideways right now. SPY just going sideways right now. So we'll see if the SPY can kind of actually catch a trend. Right now, it kind of bounced off of that. It came back above. It's just been more chop action in the SPY. How about BTU? Yeah, we talked about this earlier today. I got stopped out on it on this retrace here, guys. But definitely it's back down to 26.35. I'd pay attention closer towards 3 p.m. to see if it catches an end of the day rally. But for right now, I would watch kind of a trend line from that 7th day and looking for a push back above 27.51 to really get bullish on the name. That's BTU. BTU on your VWAP? Yeah. The only problem now is that you had multiple touches of VWAP that went below it, and so it's a more difficult trade, at least for me. UNG, says Michael Del Sesto. I hope I said that right. UNG here, let's take a look here. Coming on back a little bit after a really weak kind of morning, right? This really gave up some gains yesterday, went down about 14%. So you're seeing it come on back a little bit. I think this isn't a bad move. It's a good retrace, and now you're going to look to see if you come down to 26, 24, and then finally try to test up there to 32s. But what do you see here? You see often that when we have this 4th attempt and you don't get a breakout, that's when I always look for the turnarounds. And you can see here 3 attempts, needs to hold support. It comes back to that support and then breaks on back out, but can't keep the gains here on this 4th attempt. That's usually when you come back and you test that level, but then you break it on the downside. We'll see what happens there on UNG. All right, CRM holding up well. Let's take a look at that one, and then we'll be getting on out of here. CRM, Salesforce getting on up there towards the 192s, trying to get up through the high here. There's a resistance here around the 192 level 50. If it can close above that, that's going to be looking good to turn around this whole chart action that you got down here. Going towards 200 and then looking for the lift is not my favorite name to kind of keep on watch right now, because I just don't understand how the earnings, the forward look is a little bit too high still for Salesforce. And I just don't like software application right now. But like always, determine your own investment decision. And I hope that you guys always do that and worry about what risks, of course. That's what you got to be worrying about, guys. We talked about it at the end of pre-market prep, so I'm going to end live training with that same thought. Try to find what works best for you in the risk management side. Trading's a lot about the time being decisive, and decisive on both sides, when to take profits, when to be in risk management mode. And I think that's definitely an important part, is preserve that risk, and knowing how to use your capital is going to get you to that next level. Up next, we got, of course, Benzinga Live with AB. AB is going to be getting into if we could get a stock market crash. You guys check that on out, and I'll see you guys on At the Close. Yes, I said it. At the Close is back. Don't miss it, guys. I'll be there with, of course, Joel Alcondon. I'll see you guys at 3:30, and let's keep battling to keep on learning to get to the next level. If you guys got a stock or a book to throw it on up, you can also hit it up in the comments below. And like I said, give us some feedback about what you want to see here on live trading and more of. I'll see you next time, guys. Smash the like. Let's keep going. No Bollinger Band? I'll get into Bollinger Band tomorrow. We can actually talk about that, and we can use it to trade. I love using it sometimes. It just sometimes confuses traders. We'll talk about that. Why standard deviation is something that you should know in stock trading. So stick around and catch that tomorrow. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Smash the like. Let's keep it going. Always keep working on yourself and keep working to better yourself. Think of ways, hey, do I need to learn maybe some average shoe range, RSI, money flow? Do I need to learn time and sales, level 2? Let us know what you want to learn, and we'll bring it back to you right here on Live Trading.